All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shelby. I almost forgot what the name of the show was there. I've got a fly in my brain today. It's Friday, though, and that's okay. That's excusable. It's the last day of the week, and we're in the last half of the day. So let's take a look and see how these commodities are shaping up. And they haven't been really doing us that much help here, but it's not as bad as it's been. I guess that's the takeaway. That's the positive spin on things. 2 1/4 cents lower. And Dees corn, 6.75 1/4 is last, 5 cents off the highs. That's the takeaway there. March down 1 1/4 cents to 6.81 1/4. So kind of a quiet to lower corn board. What do we have happening over in beanies? Well, double-digit losses, but it's between 10 and 10 3/4 cents lower across the board. November's 10 3/4 cents lower to 14.40 3/4. That's 7 cents from the lows. So we had been worse. That's the positive, right? Jan's down 10 1/4 cents to 14.47 3/4. Wheat in Chicago. The Chicago wheat market's higher by 6.5 cents in that front month. That's Dees. 8.51 1/2 is last, 3 cents off the highs. March is up 7 cents to 8.67 1/2. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a penny and a quarter off the highs there. That's some pretty good going. Chicago wheat trading pretty strong going into the last part of the day here. Hard red wheat also kind of being a little stronger. The front's not as strong as the backs. The front's Dees is up 1 3/4 cents to 9.28 even. And that's about 3.5 cents off the highs. But look at that. Look at the backs. Look at SEP. 9.08 3/4. That's up 8 cents. So the fronts are a little lower. The backs a little higher, but or not as high. So that's an interesting board. How about spring wheat in Minneapolis? Well, we're about 8 cents higher across the board. 8 cents higher in that Dees. 9.36 3/4 to 1 1/4 cent off the highs. That's pretty good. March 9 cents higher. 9.44. And then we'll take a quick peek at cotton. Was limit lower the last time we were there. Drum roll, please. Limit lower again. Here we go. 99.29 and Dees is off 400 points, and it's 400 points limit lower in Dees, March and May. July trying to catch up, and we'll see how that goes for the rest of the day. Let's bring in our next guest analyst, Todd Horowitz. He's with Bubba Trading, and we're going to guess where he's at when we look. He's in Vegas. There we go. See, that's his art collection. It's like walking into the Rijksmuseum in Holland to look at all the Rembrandts. Todd, lots to worry about. I think that's probably a safe thing to say here, and the markets are telling us that too, aren't they?
I think they are, Scott. Look, there's a lot of problems out there. This inflation is nowhere near being cured. Consumer confidence, which you can take what you want from that number. It's a lagging number, but it's not very good. And there's nothing coming in the future that says that it should be getting better anytime soon. The grain markets are kind of just rotating around the mean. I mean, they still look pretty good overall, even when they have lower days because they're making higher lows. I think listen, we have a problem as an economy, and the problem is nobody really wants to recognize it and say, hey, we have big problems. We have a recession, because the true definition of recession is go look in your own bank account and see how you're doing. Are you spending more than you are bringing in?
Well, I mean, that's well, we've always known that it doesn't matter who's in power. The governments never run themselves like a company, or that would be bankrupt a long time ago. But we do have, the FedEx situation where he came on last night on another network and said things were pretty dire, and that really got the market shook. And that's kind of bled over in today. And I think we've hit some technical levels in some of these stock indices. And regardless of whether it's stock or commodities, it doesn't matter. When we have that type of money sloshing around and actually being losing that type of money, it affects what we trade, right?
100%, Scott. I mean, and again, don't be surprised. The 10-year now creeping up, over 3.5%. Money will flow there. As it goes if it flies to safety, right?
Right.
Look, I think commodities have to go a lot higher because we have to consume them, and they're consumable. They're not companies, and they don't report earnings. They are consumed, and the prices that are cost to raise these commodities is getting higher. So prices have to go up, or we're not going to have farmers to farm.
Real quick before we go to break, I looked this up before we came on. It's changed a little bit, obviously, but with the Dow down 16% year to date, I think we've got the S&P close to 20%, and then the Nasdaq around 27%. The one-year bond here in the U.S. yields over 4%. You can put your money away and make 4% instead of gambling it and losing 20%. I mean, that's going to become an issue as of late, because that's going to start to be some good competition for that stock market. All right, stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills, and we're going to come back and talk more with Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading in Las Vegas after this. All right, welcome back. Let's jump right in and waste no time and take a look and see what these livestock prices are doing. We'll start with the Chicago live cattle market. Chicago live cattle is down 7 cents in that front month. That's extremely quiet. 145 spot 55. I mean, it's actually close to the highs of the day, but there you go. Dees is off 20 cents to 151.12. Small range, small change. Not a lot happening going on over there. Let's move along. Feeders, they're also a little bit easier. Oh, I guess I'll try to call this mixed, right? October's up 25 cents, 181.17, while Nove is off 7 cents to 182.70. So we'll call that mixed, right? Even though if you go out the deferreds, they still lose a little ground, but nothing too significant. And if we bring up the lean hogs, it's nice to see this up across the board. However, it's very, very small up across the board. October's up 35 cents to 96.40, 30 cents from the highs, while Dees right behind it, it's up 20 cents to 87.85. And that gets us back to Todd Horowitz with Bubba Trading. He's out in Las Vegas, domiciling himself out there for the tax breaks, I'm sure. Todd, what do you think about the livestock prices?
Same reason you're in Tennessee, baby. I tell you that they look fine. I don't think there's a lot of room to go on the upside, barring some crisis with, a disease or something. But I don't think they're going lower either. I think it's going to really play off of crude and off of some of your other expenses, and that'll determine whether you're going to buy steak, you're going to buy pork, or you're going to have to move down to poultry or whatever. But again, we're in that position we've been in for, I'd say, almost months now, that they're trying to push higher, but I think they're at the upper limit. I just don't think they're going down. I just don't think there's a ton of room to the upside.
Yeah, and just looking at everything, even if we throw back the commodities, everything involved today, we haven't had a ton of bullish news except for Monday. And then after we got that shot higher, we've just kind of settled back in, and then things have kind of degraded with what we've been seeing happening over with the fixed income products and the equity products. And here we sit. We haven't really gotten anything since then, so everybody just keeps trimming their positions because they probably got losses elsewhere. And this is what you get going into a Friday. So anyway, I appreciate you coming on. Don't have too much fun out in Las Vegas. Todd Horowitz, Bubba Trading. We'll bring it back here to Nash Vegas, right? And then I can throw this back. I can throw these die back over to Janet.